We got the media team in here. We're the media
We're the
team.
media team. We got content. TV's in the go. We got TV in the go, Wack.
You looking for that fire Clubhouse content? Well, you need to subscribe to the home. Hey, yo, Clubhouse TV. Let's get to the content.
That's a good one.
In the block.
Yo, keep it G.
Yes, sir.
Why that debate, keep it G?
Hey, man, bro.
Gangster, listen, the old dude goes on the thing yesterday. Now, y'all know me, right? If I start in on it and don't say nothing for a couple days, y'all know what I'm waiting on.
Wait for the response.
And then went on there and said everything I needed him to say. He didn't lie to see. He don't know that I got all the documents. Everything. So now this, instead of me having to read it, he didn't put himself here, here, and here, not knowing I got all the documents. I don't even got to convince him where you was at on certain days. Cause
He said it already.
You stupid motherfucker. You didn't went on here and said it. Listen, man, where this shit at? I'm gonna go live in about 45 minutes. So he playing with the people, right? He like, yeah. They say I wrote a declaration, telling, because I was scared they was gonna take my son, right? But the declaration say October 2002. I got arrested September 5th, 2001. That don't even make sense. Now, when somebody hearing this, he got a point, right? But it's a little different when I got the paperwork and the filing date is October 2002. But the date stipulated that you made the statement on this document is September 5th, 2001. Now, this bozo says they snatched me, took my son to my mama house, took me to their little makeshift headquarters, and they had everything in there. They had the board with my name, face. I saw the cameras on my dope house door, the cameras on my shop door, the cameras here. It was a bunch of recorded tapes. I was done. Now keep it G. This is September 5th, 2001. This what he's saying. And the paperwork I got saying you gave the statement on this date, September 5th, 2001. You said when the feds got you, they got you. So keep it G, in a situation like this, if you get snatched like this, September 5th, 2001, the feds, no bail. When you wake up September 6th, 2001, where you at?
In the cell.
Oh, I got paperwork say otherwise.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. I got 60 pages that says you was with the whole team when they got busted. How you with the team the next day? See, I tried to leave him alone. I said, you nigga old. He ain't that old, but he old a little bit. So if he just chill out on this bank. Now you trying to paint the picture that I done gave fake documents and you trying to manipulate the people. So now I got to cut you. Now I gotta cut you. And I'm gonna play your own words. These is your words. I'm like, did nobody not tell this? Hey, bro, listen, bro. When you done with the whack nigga, you for this exposure shit, bro. You got them and these spies. Look, they always say he don't never fire the whole clip. Just don't say nothing, because anything you say, you seen the clip said, and that declaration That shit fake. Sent 600 down to the federal building, walked into the federal building, put his name in there, hit declaration, printed it out, paid for it at the federal building clerk. Now he's saying the declaration ain't fake, but it's a year off. No, filing of it is October 02, but the day you gave the statement is September 5th, 2001. Now, if you saying you got pulled over September 5th, 2001, and they just simply dropped your son off, but on this declaration, it reads otherwise, you felt that they were going to take your son for foster care, so you cooperated. You just let us know the arrest was done September 5th, 2001, per this paperwork in front of me. Now, you know me, I study a nigga. And if you really don't come from this world, see, one thing about law enforcement, I've always studied law enforcement. A lot of these street niggas say we don't want to have nothing to do with the police. Bullshit. You know how law enforcement know how to keep asking you certain questions when they walk up in your car? Because of your body movement, your nervousness, your eyes does things when you ain't really, in position to just straight be normal. Every time this slaps a desk, it starts to laugh and looks away from the camera. He's lying. I know he's lying because I'm actually looking at the document that he's lying about. Right? So, I got a few things I got to do today. But I'm a damn sure squeeze him in at about 9:45. I figure shit, gotta take the room damn near to the end of it. But, hey, listen, man. I tried to let it go. I know a few of y'all called me. I tried to let it go. The first 5-10 minutes, we're going to cover the Gumby, Big U wasn't banging, rolling 60s in the penitentiary shit. We'll cover that. And then I'm going to let you hear this man's voice and everything he had to say. And then I'm simply going to do what they taught me to do in grade school. I'm just going to read the paperwork. But sometimes you got to leave well enough alone. You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. You can never go on no thing and insinuate that something I presented is not actual or factual, and then you turn around and give me the facts that I need to close the mother seal the deal. Now, I was already gonna seal the deal. I had the shit, but now you're verbally stamping what I was gonna say. So, it ain't gonna be long. I'm gonna play about 4 clips. I'm gonna play them back to back, let everybody hear. I ain't gonna say a word. Then I'm gonna go back and clip by clip, I'm gonna put up the paperwork by paperwork. Now, I know a lot of y'all say, oh, he's saying niggas is being negative. No, you say you from the streets, you's a gang member, you from Santana Blocc, Compton, Crips. That's cool. The dangerous part about it is you've been telling, you probably still telling, and that's cool too. I'm just here to enlighten the people of what's going on in the good old United States of America. That's it. That's it. But when y'all hear this shit, this nigga got to be dumb as a box of rocks. This how I know I really wasn't fit to just stay in the streets all my life. Because my nigga, I said, bro, I know you not giving me these jewels. You saying the shit I was gonna have to say and then present to the people, but now you said it, I could just press play and show where your line at, where it's written at, where the document at. Man, listen, I know you don't know, but I got your whole indictment with all 30-something y'all on there. I got everything. And what's very interesting is the order of the dates. Now, why are you doing this? Because we want the children to know that all these myths, all these dudes, all these that they be following and talking about this is that and that is this, all that shit is a fake. All that shit is fake. This the equivalent of you going to the masculine castle, Castle Grayskull, where He-Man and them is at. And they saying these are the manliest of men. This is heterosexual headquarters. And you finding out and that all these mothers is... Maybe you don't want to go to Castle Grayskull no more. Let's let the streets and Castle Grayskull be one. Y'all want to know why I do what I do? This is why I do what I do. Because when at the tender age of 14, after putting my neighborhood on my arm at about 12, 13, I went and added to the top chosen few, which means it's a chosen few from this neighborhood I with. Why? Under it says trickery and deceit. Malcolm X spoke about it, how he was hoodwinked, bamboozled, and all this old shit. So there you have it. I'm gonna have R&B go make me a nice little batch of beet juice. You know, get the blood flowing. Get the blood flowing, cuz. Nah, I'm just joking.
You on bullshit.
The blood flowing. And I gotta get my eyes and pupils and shit right devious so I can see. You know, I need to be able to read these things. You know what I'm saying? You know, on no nigga talking about I thought I saw a putty cat. But this shit here, I couldn't believe that this nigga was saying. I said, yo, did this really, do this not know that we got the document? That's the date that they filed it on their side. But the date you gave the statement is right here. September 5th, 2001, the day that you just said you was arrested. And your son was in the car. But yet this says you cooperated because you was in fear that they was going to put your son in foster care. And you didn't think he could handle it. But at 9:45, we shall see. Gangster, Santana Blocc, did a clip saying that we lied on him and dates is mixed up and things don't make no sense. Now, those of y'all that know me, you know 600, you know the exposures, our team, Prince, Ghost, Lavish, and the rest of the spies. You know that we only give you a little bit at a time, but when we start giving you something, it's because we have everything. So, previously, he said the declaration was fake. Okay, so 600, as y'all seen, went to the federal building on camera, walked in the federal building, pulled up his information, pulled up the declaration, printed the declaration, and showed you the declaration was authentic. I know why he wants to debunk this declaration. I'm gonna show you today because I seen him yesterday try to confuse you guys with dates. But we're gonna get back to that. Let's get back to this Gumby from Hoover saying that Big U PC'd up and wasn't representing 60s. Right? Well, here's the thing. I've heard this story before, right? And everybody know being Big U been at our odds, and I still have zero support when it comes to the grid program. Zero. And no, I didn't like the fact that he lied on me when he was turning himself in and said that all this was because of Wack 100 and Loose Cannon and 600. I think all you guys are smart enough by now. It's a little over 300 pages of documents out as far as his RICO and indictment to see who is and who isn't a part of it and who hasn't give statements and who was a part of the investigation, who wasn't. Actually, in fact, I believe 600 told me while he attended court that the AUSA, or the DA, whatever they call themselves, stood up and went on the record that this man just tried to put a target on these individuals' back because they have nothing to do with our investigation or any proceedings going on with Big U or Operation Draws Down. So it's a lot that has went on. We've done our back and forth. We had more good years than bad years. I can admit to that. We probably got 5 years where it's, out of the 5, 2 of them was like, you go your way, I go my way. The last 3 been its own, right? So when I hear somebody like Gumby from Hoover say, hey, Big U was PC'd up, wasn't claiming his hood, and he wasn't claiming 6-0 when I was in the joint on the 4-yard with him. Majority of the time people like ride with that. Yeah, I ain't that type of person. Hey, listen, man. The truth can never be considered disrespect. What's real is real, what's fake is fake. There's a million prison stories about Big U. Yes, Big U's Muslim name is Hannibal. I believe Big U falls under the Nation of Islam, NOI. Just to make that, because my Muslim brothers, as they say, that's important to them that people know that, because the straddling the fence and the things that happen, they don't support and they don't respect it. You have different facets of Muslims, and some Muslims, well, let me correct myself. My Muslim brothers have taught me better than this. All Muslims only acknowledge Muslims, or who they see or deem to be Muslims. Just because a person says or organization says they're Muslims, the authentic Muslims, as they call themselves, don't really recognize them as Muslims. And if you want to go educate yourself a little more about that, then you can do that, right? I don't want to get off into that because it's a whole nother political conversation that I would probably want a Muslim online to have that with me. I myself, I am not Muslim. I just have a lot of Muslim friends and business partners, and I've been educated because I ask questions so I get it and understand it. But nevertheless, Big U, AKA Hannibal, was his Nation of Islam name. Gumby, we've talked, we've cleared our air, I've helped you deal with issues with your homeboy Hawk to kind of like get y'all in a good space to where y'all just really not going at each other, because the Hoover Card wasn't really respecting that. And shout out to Big Bub, I think it is. We've talked since my last live. But Gumby, there's a lot of names, and I'm just gonna go from mid-90s. I'm not gonna even go back to where they went to jail. Actually, we can. Eddie Boy, who used to be from Rolling 60s, who is Muslim right now, who's Muslim, I tell you, that was his crime. They were on the yard. And there was discrepancies with Eddie Boy and Big U on things that was said to the police during questioning. And it was said that on the yard, the Rolling 60s kind of favored it. On the yard, the Rolling 60s kind of favored and sided with Big U, right? The 6-0 card ain't gonna favor and side to a dude that's dropping his flag and telling people he's Muslim and he no longer represents his neighborhood. Now, did he discover the faith? Maybe was he, at the time, trying to get himself right, maybe so. But respectfully, Gumby, we can't rock with Big U and claim Rolling 60s in the California Department of Corrections. That's what we can't do. That's a lie. There's too many Damus. Actually, I'm lying. I did have one of my partners from Inglewood, NHP, tell me that when he was on the yard with Big U ran with the Muslims. Man, there's no doubt in my mind that he pray and study and do all the things the Muslims was doing. I'm sure he did. But, Gumby, there's never been a story or a tale in California Department of Corrections where Big U at any time laid down, turned down, what he was, who he stood with, and where he was from. And I'm gonna be real, Gumby. I think you've been out of prison about a decade or better. Big, you only been gone 4 or 5 months or something. I don't know. Let me see. April, May, June, July. He been gone 4 months. So those other 9 years and 8 months, you never said these things while he was on the streets. Right? Now the difference between him being a gang banger and still whatever, that's whatever, right? I can't speak on that. But what I can speak on is Big U staying in prison, Gumby. He damn sure was Hannibal from NOI. But he damn sure was Big U or Draws from Rolling 60 Crip. And he was always actually, I believe I read some paperwork one time at his house. It was something like he went to classification or something. That nigga was so Rolling 60s, they wouldn't allow him on the yard with, like, it was a cat. If he was on the yard, only so many 6-0s could be on that yard. Like it was like in his, he went to, I don't want to call it board, but he kind of went to his classification. You know, like some of us, people got keepaways and stuff. When it came to him, when it came to the Rolling 60 card, they didn't allow him to walk the yard where it was a bunch. If it was 20 Rolling 60s, he couldn't hit the yard. Not because he couldn't walk the yard, it's because of his influence and his movement with his card. So Gumby, we're gonna kill that narrative. You gotta come with something a little stronger. I had that conversation with him because that's something that we've never heard. We all know he's practiced the Muslim faith or the Nation of Islam faith. I know a bunch of Crips and Bloods that practice the faith, but they still representing their flag of what they represent. Now let's get to gangster. Okay, I had an understanding that we was kind of like leaving this where it was at, but people keep taking jabs and listen, homie, we the exposers. You know what I'm saying? And the truth could never be considered disrespect. That's just what it can't be, right? We are the exposers. And, you know, we gonna state the facts. We're gonna state the facts, and from there, we're gonna let the people know what's real and what ain't. Now let me get my little content.
In the block.
All right, so let's take these facts, bro. Now, I'm a stickler that if a person says it, he says it. So before it come out of my mouth, I'm gonna let you hear what come out of gangster's mouth. I'm gonna give you a few key things to look for before I play these things. Gangster first tried to debunk that the declaration that he started informing on in came September of 2002. This is what he wants you guys to believe, that the declaration came in actually October of 2002, and that he was arrested September 5th, 2001. There is some truth to this. He was arrested September 5th, 2001. And I'm glad he said these things. You pay attention to this. He's touching on October 2002, and September 5th is when he was arrested, and he said that day they dropped his son off at his mother's house. Now, the declaration we have, I'm gonna show it to you, and I'm gonna read it, states that on this day, he was in fear that they was gonna take his son, so he gave up information. Now, what Gangster didn't know, and I told one of his friends to tell him, let it go. Please let it go, leave it alone, we'll let it go away. But if you keep insinuating that we are lying, the exposers, we have to defend our credibility. This ain't no gangbang thing, it's just a real thing. This ain't about who miserable and who ain't, this about who's fraudulent and who ain't. So I'm gonna let you hear Gangster talk, and I gave you a few bullet points, and then we gonna go back and we gonna go over them one by one. Let's let her rip.
Now listen to this, y'all. That's what that paperwork said, right? Now that paperwork say October the 3rd, 2022. 2002. I got arrested September the 5th, 2001. So how can I be way in 2002 talking about don't take my son when I was arrested a whole year and a month ago and my son had been at home the same day? Or they took me in, they dropped him off at my mama's house. Now how can this paperwork say, hey boy, that's why I tell you dumb motherfuckers that don't do y'all homework, man. I told y'all that shit is false, man. How can I be telling them about hold on? Now listen to this, y'all.
Now I want you to listen to him. First, he said the declaration was fake. We went to the federal building live for y'all. You can go to Christopher Lovejoy's channel and we showed y'all it's real. Now his disposition is, he did this declaration. Now it ain't fake, but I did the declaration October 2002. But I got arrested September 5th, 2001. I'm gonna let y'all hear this again. Pay attention to this, because the man is telling on himself. It ain't his fault. He didn't know we had the content we had. Shout out to the exposers, but we do a damn good job. Hold on, watch this.
That's what that paperwork said, right? Now that paperwork say October the 3rd, 2022. 2002. I got arrested September the 5th, 2001.
Now, he's telling the truth about his day of his arrest. So let me show you what Gangster's attempting to do to the good old people. See, this is the date he's referring to. You see that date? See that? Clerk, U.S. District Court, right? October 3rd, 2002. That's the date he's referring to. But if you pay attention, that's a stamp on this, right? You see the bottom? That's him. Okay, so let me read this to you. Declaration of Frederick James Staves. Frederick James Staves declares, I'm a defendant in this case. I have personal knowledge and facts set forth hereafter, and if called as a witness, I could and would testify competently with the regards to the matters contained in this declaration. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to September 5th, 2001. This declaration is submitted in support of my motion and mine to exclude as coerced statements that the government is attributing to me that I allegedly made on September 5th, 2001. Let me blow this up for y'all so y'all can look at this. Now, these statements were made September 5th, 2001. Gangster, y'all just heard his voice, just admitted he was arrested September 5th, 2001. Let me tell y'all something. All y'all street dudes out there, that's where I come from. I've been a brainiac all my life, right? A lot of y'all mind, you can't even deal with me. You stupid. The date you trying to throw the people off is the date up here. See this date? The filing date, okay? He want to use this date. That ain't the date you gave the declaration. The date you gave the declaration is right here. September 5th, 2001, which you just admitted that's the date of your arrest. Y'all hold on to that because we just getting started. Let me continue reading this. The declaration is submitted in support of my motion to exclude as coerced statements that the government is attributing to me that I allegedly made on September 5th, 2001. The declaration is submitted under the local criminal rule of Simmons versus United States. Watch his statement. My son, Beeper, was with me at the time of my arrest on September 5th, 2001, which he said. And I got other recordings, you're gonna hear him admit to that. Agents of the government at the time of my arrest threatened to put Beeper into foster care if I did not cooperate and give a statement. I feared that Beeper would be abused or mistreated if put into foster care. In order to protect Beeper, I answered the government's questions on September 5th, 2001, and signed the written waivers. I felt at the time I had no other choice. I declare under penalty of perjury that the foregoing is true and correct, and that this is declared and was executed, right? Executed, which stamped October the next year. Signed Frederick James Stade. Pay attention. He gave the statement September 5th, 2001. This is the day he was arrested. Now, before we move forward, I'm gonna give y'all another bar of that, just so y'all know.
Now listen to this, y'all. That's what that paperwork said, right? Now that paperwork say October the 3rd, 2022.
The filing date is October 2001.
2002. I got arrested September the 5th, 2001.
That he's telling the truth about. And on this declaration, he gave the statement September 5th, 2001. And before we move on to the next clip, right, let me put that up one more time for y'all so y'all can read it yourself. Pay attention to the dates arrested, dates he gave the statement, and the filing date. Filing date has nothing to do with the date he was arrested and gave the statement. Now, y'all remember that date because later on in this, I'm gonna launch a torpedo and I'm gonna show y'all what he talked to them about. I got that paperwork too. Let's go to the next one.
Y'all, you dumb motherfuckers, eat a dick up. Yeah. All you dumb motherfuckers that's praying on my downfall, praying that I did something wrong, all y'all can eat a big fat dick up. Yeah. Yeah, for real. Go find you a horse and eat a horse dick up. Yeah. All you dumb ass, hating ass motherfuckers praying for a nigga downfall. You know? I would have had to make that statement soon they arrested me.
Uh-oh. What did he say? See, he don't know we got to work. He wanna play. Did he just say what I think he said? Let me go back a little bit.
Made that statement soon they arrested me.
Let's look at it.
I would have had to make that statement soon they arrested me.
Uh-oh, slow down. Let's go back to it. He said he would have had to make that statement soon as they arrested him. Well, you did. You made a statement September 5th, 2001. You was arrested September 5th, 2001.
But y'all, you
Okay, let's see what else.
ass hating ass motherfuckers praying for a nigga downfall. You know? I would have had to make that statement soon they arrested me.
You did.
How could you put a statement, talking about a statement? Man, come on. Lordy. But y'all.
Okay, so I think y'all with me, but we finna keep going. This finna get jiggy. This is a fact. Let's go to the next one.
Homie, they got you. When the feds come and get you, homie, they got everything they need to convict your ass. Bang that. Listen, man, them motherfuckers put me in the back of the car, dropped my son off, because my mama's house was only a block away.
You reference his son again. His son was with him at the time of the arrest. Rewind and read the work. September 5th, 2001. Listen to him.
Dropped my son off, you know what I'm saying? They had their little setup in the old fire station. You know what I'm saying? I think it was on Wilmington or either Central and Carson and borderline of Carson County. Soon I walked in that motherfucking door, homie. I seen a screen with a camera on my house. Another screen with a camera on my dope house. Another screen with a camera on my motherfucking shop. They got it, homie.
He said on September 5th, 2001, when they arrested him, per that declaration, which we've cleared that he's lying, you gave the statement the day you was arrested. They took him to their tactical little place. And as soon as he walked in, he seen the camera footage of his dope house, his shop, and everything. He's saying they got him. This is September 5th. Y'all pay attention to this. Because he don't know I got what else I got. And we're going to move on to the next one. On September 5th, he claiming they got you. And once the feds got you, they got you. September 5th is key. Y'all remember this. Now, this is the last recording, and then I'm going to drop the Scud missile.
Soon I walked in that motherfucking door, homie. I seen a screen with a camera on my house. Another screen with a camera on my dope house. Another screen with a camera on my motherfucking shop. They got a graphic up on the board. Me at the top with different motherfuckers coming down like the mob, man. I look down in the crate. They know what I'm saying? They got 2 crates full of motherfucking tapes with recordings on them. Video and recording. When I saw that shit, homie, I knew it was a wrap. I knew it was over. I knew it was a motherfucking rap, man. When the feds come and get you, homie, they got you.
Say it again.
That's real, man. Out of 500,000 motherfuckers, I'm probably like 3 people that beat the case.
Okay. Now, y'all heard him give a description of when they got him. We didn't show the declaration. He lied about it. He trying to spin y'all on the filing date versus the date he gave the statement. Now he's giving a description of when they dropped his son off and took him to their little holding place where he sees his name on the board at the top, all the camera footage, all the recorded statements, and he says, I'm gonna let y'all hear this one more time. When the feds got you, they got you. Remember, This is September 5th, 2001. They got him.
Soon I walked in that motherfucking door, homie. I seen a screen with a camera on my house. Another screen with a camera on my dope house. Another screen with a camera on my motherfucking shop. They got a graphic up on the board. Me at the top with different motherfuckers coming down like the mafia, man. I look down in the crate. They know what I'm saying? They got 2 crates full of motherfucking tapes with recordings on. Video and recording. When I saw that shit, homie, I knew it was a wrap. I knew it was over. Man, I knew it was a motherfucking wrap, man. When the feds come and get you, homie, they got you.
Okay. Oh, gangsta ain't got no friends because I told him, I tried to tell him, but here we go. Now what I'm about to read to y'all. United States District Court for Central District of California, June 2001 grand jury. Okay, see this? This is Gangsta's indictment. All the names involved. Okay. Wack, why you kept telling us to pay attention to the date? September 5th, I need y'all to put in the chat. What date did he say he was arrested? Put in the chat, I want to make sure. What date did Gangsta say he was arrested? There you go, September 5th, 2001. That's the date. And he said, when they took him to the hub, they had him. They had him dead bang. Now this paperwork, he's a big old dummy, but we gonna get straight to the point. Let's get straight to the point on why Wack couldn't keep putting emphasis on old September the 5th. Beginning on a date unknown to the grand jury, continuing on or about September 6, 2001 in LA County within the Central District of California, defendant Frederick James Staves, AKA Gangster, AKA G, AKA Baby Gangster Staves, Adrian Gibson, Melvin Gibson, Edward Long, AKA Edward Peoples Long, Earl Walker, AKA Pee Wee Walker, William Thorne, AKA Big Will Thorne, Jose Trujillo Lopez, AKA Patios Trujillo, Lorena Valdez, Manuel Barraza, AKA Jose Armando Larondo, Roberto Suarez, and others known and unknown to the grand jury, knowingly and intentionally conspired and agreed with each other to commit the following offense against the United States: to distribute and to possess with intent to distribute more than 5 kilograms of mixture of substance containing a detectable amount of cocaine, a Schedule II narcotic drug controlled substance in violation of Title 21 United States Code, to distribute and possess with the intent to distribute more than 50 grams of mixture substance containing a detectable amount of cocaine crack base. Gangster, if they got you September 5th, 2001, how are you around to meet with all these people September 6th, 2001, to put together the sale and purchase of the 5 keys of cocaine? Oh yeah, let's go back to the original doc. And listen, I'm gonna put it on up for y'all to see.
In the block.
let's go back. Let's go back to the declaration. I am a defendant in this case. I have personal knowledge of the facts set forth hereafter, and if called as a witness, I could and would testify competently with regard to the matters contained in the declaration. Listen, I allege that on September 5th, 2001, the declaration is submitted under local criminal rules, Simmons versus United States. My young son Beeper was with me at the time of my arrest on September 5th, 2001. Agents of the government at the time of my arrest threatened to put Beeper into foster care if I did not cooperate and give statements. This is September 5th, 2001. What do you think they want him to cooperate and give statements on? He just said they got all the wiretaps, so it's a good chance they know the deal's supposed to go down September 6th. But they might need old Gangster, the head, the dude up top of the organization, to see it through. I feared that Beeper would be abused and mistreated if put into foster care. In order to protect Beeper, I answered the government's questions on September 5th and signed the written waiver. I felt at the time I had no choice.
In the block.
So if Gangster's arrested September 5th, 2001, and you tell him you got knowledge of, and you said you gave them information, you said that when the feds got you, they got you. So if they got you on September 5th, how are you around September 6th, the next day, to do the transaction where the feds came in and busted everybody on? Now listen, these links to everything I've showed you will be on the 100 Show Instagram. End of the day, we have to protect our word and our credibility. They started with me. You can thank OG Dog for this. I'm gonna be real. Gangster was pulled into this and suckered into this, and once he got pulled into it because Dog, it got hot for him. Dog knew what he was doing, bro. Because word is that everybody knew what it was. A lot of people didn't know about this declaration. It changes things, right? It changes things.
In the block.
But Gangsta only went on the exposer's radar because Dog pulled him in to say something crazy about me, and me and Gangsta didn't have no issues personally. Dog knew what he was doing. He's a buster, can't stand on his own too, right? But at the end of the day, we dealing in facts. You can rewind this. You could do it all you want. September 6th, 2001, the day after they caught you, the day that they dropped your son, the day you gave the statement, the day you told them that you will cooperate, the day you said they took you to their little hub and you seen all the stuff and your name on the board. You said once the feds got you, they got you. So how was you around September 6, 2001, the following day? How was you around to put this transaction together? How was you around, Gangster? That's your name at the top of the indictment, right? How was you around September 6th? If they got you September 5th, we know how you was around. On September 5th, the day they threatened to take your son. What you said, that's for bitches. Niggas don't care about that. That's what you said, right? You began to cooperate. You did not notify your team that you had been apprehended. Instead, you continued the transaction, which sealed the deal on the 5 keys of September 6, 2001. Now, I'm gonna leave the overall reading of the indictment. It's about 50, 60 pages. I read it myself several times. And actually, I will go to one of the last pages. I mean, cause this nigga was the dumbest nigga on earth. This nigga was doing all kind of dumb, stupid ass. I mean, wow. He was just on the phone with it, like burnt out. But I will go to this is crazy. The way he was talking on his phone is way out. Like I can speculate how he was talking on the phone, but that's speculation. What is real is you, gangster, said they cracked you September 5th, 2001. They took you down to their little holding spot. They took your son and dropped him off, which I don't believe that. I believe they took your son with you to the holding spot and held him, and that's what made you give this declaration. The one you said initially was fake, and now you're claiming the dates is different. No, a filing date versus the date you gave the statement is 2 different dates. Yeah, you know, when they dealing with cooperating, they gonna stretch it out. Y'all know how they do. But hey, it's right there. You know, this ain't no speculation. You know, it's in the paperwork. Shout out to the Keyways, right, who has been there with me to answer all my questions to make sure I was on the right track. You know what I'm saying? All sections. To those people that gangster keep shouting out y'all names, y'all may want to holler at them and say, hey, bro, leave me out of that. Now, gangster, I got one more document that I have not shown. And as we had the conversation the other day, I'm willing to leave it where it's at. We wouldn't have got this far, but I understand the ego and the mentality of being is bothering you because the truth will haunt you. And you guess you felt like you had to say something, or maybe Brian D putting you up to it. But as you see, Brian D don't care about you, bro. He know you on the chopping block, not him. I do have one more form that, I mean, I got many forms, but I got another form that's crazy that I'm gonna leave it alone. And this individual that we both been corresponding with, again, I told him, stop mentioning my name. I don't care about your threats in the streets. We all got homies, we all got whatever it take to do whatever we gotta do. I don't care about none of that. Everybody know where everybody at, so what? Don't get mad at me, because you chose and you made a bad decision on what you chose to do, and you didn't stand on your 10. That's on you, right? Kids, do not follow behind these fake people out here that want to teach you to do this and do that. Stay square, stay in school, stay educated, and stay out the streets. And on that note, I end this live stream. And again, I come humble and peaceful, without no malice, just with all facts.
Clubhouse TV. Clubhouse TV. Clubhouse TV.
Good YouTube, Clubhouse TV. We back with another one. Y'all heard the content. Wack back at it again. The exposers. This time, per the content, he pulled receipts on the so-called gangster from Santana Blocc. Now, you already know Wack comes with the paperwork. It's about to get disrespectful. So, during a heated convo, Wack called out self-proclaimed OG from Santana Blocc Crips. Accused him of snitching, wasn't just talk. He claimed he had actual paperwork providing this dude cooperated with law. Now, this gangster gave up critical information on a 2008 case involving guns and trafficking. Now, he was pointing fingers in that statement. And real ones don't fold like that. Now, send the documents to whoever want to see them. Because we got them. They're right there in black and white. And we don't speak without proof. Y'all gonna stop playing if we ain't tapped in. Now, this ain't the first time Wack's pulled cards on folks in the streets for calling out Santana Blocc, OG Gangster, respected, Crip, section. They had a little different. Now, some homies in the room try to defend him, saying Wack was clout chasing or reaching. Wack wasn't hearing none of it. Kept going over the paperwork. It's right there. It's in black and white. I mean, if he's so solid, all he gotta do is clear it up. But don't act like it's not right there in black and white. Now, it might even be more names ready to expose if people keep pushing buttons. But the bottom line, Wack again stirred the pot, and this ain't. And this time, he's coming for reputations. Whether the paperwork is solid or not, streets is talking. The Santana Blocc name just got dragged into the fire. Now, what y'all think? Is Wack doing too much? Or is he just doing what y'all scared to do? Let me know what y'all think about it in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you're always notified when I drop new content. Subscribe to the media team so you get that exclusive Wack 100 content. As always, certainly appreciate y'all checking out Clubhouse TV. If you have any questions, suggestions, need me to advertise for y'all on my channel with over 43,000 subscribers, just get at me on IG and I'll get right back to you. Clubhouse TV, we off to the next one. I'm out, y'all. Peace.